Wizards of the Coast infuriated players when we found out they would be race-swapping Aragorn in their upcoming Lord of the Rings set. They didn't really care because ultimately they know their social justice warrior whales will shill out money and they think any press is good press, but now that they have released new art for him, they are getting absolutely destroyed and are even hiding a massive amount of comments on this thread. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So this brand new wave of backlash started because the official Magic the Gathering Twitter account posted this, and Aragorn gave it a new name and called it the Flame of the West, and people are absolutely destroying them over this. Now, if I simply looked at this picture, and you were not trying to tell me it's Aragorn, I would only see a very nice piece of artwork here. The character looks good, the sword looks great, it is a nice piece itself that will unfortunately be forever controversial because of who they're trying to tell me it represents, and that's a shame. If this was a new original character, there would be absolutely nothing wrong with it, because again, this piece itself is fantastic, but unfortunately, I am not buying the fact that this is Aragorn, and nobody else is either. The comments are absolutely brutal. People are completely destroying them over this. And of course, out of all of the characters they have in this set, they'd choose him to race swap because he's the King of Gondor and the reuniter of man, one of the most central characters in the whole series. Tolkien even named his third book Return of the King after him. So of course, this is the character that they would decide to take and twist around. And people are saying things like, where is Aragorn? Because I don't see him here. He wasn't black and he isn't now, no matter how much you want it to push it to be so. This art is great, but it is still not this character. I love controversially changing established characters for the views. Now, there are some people here who have defended it, saying, who cares? All that matters is the mechanics of the card. But okay, if it's only about the mechanics, then why have a picture? Why pay an artist thousands of dollars if you only care about adding and subtracting numbers? That is clearly not what Magic the Gathering is, and to the people who argue it's a fictional character, it goes both ways. If the character was never a real person, why do you need to change them from the original creator's vision? Especially in a game like Magic the Gathering where they have got tons of original black characters. They are repurposing characters, which is absurd when they have tons of diverse characters at their fingertips, and they don't need to do this. All they are gonna do, and as they're learning, is face a massive amount of backlash. And there are a lot of MTG players here defending Wizards of the Coast, saying, it's only one card, it's only a few arts, what does it matter? And for some reason, Magic players feel their game is immune from criticism when it uses works of fiction that already exist. Well, just like Amazon found out with Rings of Power, it's not. You're gonna get criticized. Every argument that you make to why changing the race of a fictional character can be used to support why it shouldn't have been changed in the first place. These people need to learn that. That is not Aragorn. Who's the dude holding the sword? Aragorn is not African, and instead of simply allowing people to voice how upset they are and have this thread to just kind of get out some of the anger that they have decided to hide a massive amount of replies. As you can see, hidden replies by Wizards of the Coast, and no matter how much I continue to scroll, we never reach the end. And obviously they can't get rid of all of the backlash because on the main thread itself there are a lot of posts unhidden, but they're just hiding the most random posts that are not even that bad. I mean, look at, people are saying things like, cool art, where's Aragorn? That's all that they're saying, and yet they're hiding them. And I have had to talk about this before, and we actually found out that the reason Aragorn was race swapped in this set is because this set is focused on reinventing Tolkien, and their goal with it was to be a modern take on the work of J.R.R. Tolkien, which is disgusting, in my opinion. It is so disappointing. Sometimes authors write stories that are, yes, fairy tales and fantasies, but they're based on mythology that's based on certain areas of the world, and that's what Tolkien did. I can't for the life of me see someone write a story based on mythology that's from Africa and make all of the characters white. It just wouldn't happen, nor should it, and people should want authors' work respected. Race swapping is getting ridiculous, fictional or not, and Wizards of the Coast is behind this major one. Now, I do think part of it is Middle-earth Enterprises, because a lot of the Lord of the Rings projects that are coming out now do have this goal in mind, you know, modern takes on Tolkien, but Wizards of the Coast still agreed to do it, and of course, it's no surprise why. They are an extremely woke company at this point. It's a big reason why I don't buy new Magic the Gathering products, and when they first announced this set, I was thrilled. I was like, I'm gonna buy multiple, you know, pieces from this set. I'm gonna buy like one of everything. I'm so hyped for it. I'm excited for it. And then, of course, we saw these artworks. We heard them say it was going to be a modern take on Tolkien, and any excitement went down the drain. They lost out on a boatload of money from people like me, all to do something like this. And it's disappointing because, again, this artwork itself is fantastic, but the problem is that it's controversial because they're trying to tell us that it is Aragorn, and in no way, shape, or form is this, you know, this character that we all know and all love. I mean, we know what Aragorn looks like. Here is a passage from a Bounding into Comics article that talked about the original art that we saw. It says, of course, that it is a significant divergence from Tolkien's original writings, namely that rather than having a shaggy head of dark hair flecked with gray and a pale, stern face as described in the books, now of course we have this new, different, unique, race-swapped version of Aragorn. He was always described with a shaggy head of dark hair, pale, stern face, and this is what we should have gotten on this artwork, but unfortunately it is not. We got this new artwork, which is good, but doesn't depict the character that we all know and that we all love, and instead they decided to slap a race-swapped Aragorn into this set. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.